Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's always so lovely to meet you here. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, and everything that you need is in the description box below. Please visit my website at catherineworkman.com, and if you are interested in getting a reading or life coaching, then you may do so on my website at Become a Member. Okay, now what we're doing today, as you can see from the title of the video, is I am doing a collective card reading for the disputes and the drama that is currently going on and has been going on for a while between civilians and law enforcement. So what it is that I do in the spaces of law enforcement is I bring enlightenment, love, fairness, honesty, justice to those spaces so that we can eventually get to a peaceful medium between civilians and law enforcement, again, where law enforcement is leading in the correct manner in which they should, and civilians are respecting the leadership. And in order for that to take place, everyone needs some healing. Okay, so stay tuned. We have a good reading that's in store for us. I just started the 12 card placement structure. So I pre-shuffled the cards, 7 different decks. I pre-shuffled the cards and placed them where they are. And so what I'm going to do now is just go over this with you guys so that way we can break it down. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my reference sheet for the sequence. So for the past energy, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And so what this does is swords cut out all of the crap, okay? Swords cut it out, and you get to a place where, excuse me one second. Okay, so swords cut out the illusions of everything, okay? And it gets straight to the point. And so the fact that this Knight of Sword is in reverse, this means that the situation between civilians and law enforcement, no one is actually truly looking at what it is that matters in the situation. Is that everyone is moving forward and charging forward in a very negative and abusive manner towards each other. Okay, this is not to pinpoint, oh, they did this and they did this, and oh, but they did this and they did this. No. That's not what we're gonna do. That's not why we're here. We're here to understand where the problem is and understanding how healing can take place, and everyone has to take responsibility for that. Okay, so this is currently where it's at. No one is seeing the actual solution moving forward. Instead, it's chaotic, it's very aggressive, it's violent, it's horrible. All right, and the current energy. Okay, so this is the current energy. I decided to take all 4 cards because that's what came out. That's what makes sense. Now, the current energy that's going on is justice. So right now, there's a completion with everything that's going on in this world. The planetary bodies have literally moved so that we are literally in like the age of Aquarius that has not taken place in like such a long time. And so there is a lot that's going on in the year of 2020, which is the year of change. Okay, 2 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. 5 carries the vibration of change. So you can expect justice. You can expect justice. The current energy is justice is currently being formed silently in the 5D, so that way it can manifest in the 3D. Okay, so even if you don't see justice right now, justice is in the current energy, and it's moving out, and it's going to present itself in the most miraculous ways. Okay, now we have the 6 of Swords. Okay, like I said before, swords is cutting out the bullshit. Now this is in reverse. If you look at this, and this will pretty much, I would look at this as a civilian card. Okay, I would look at these as civilians. Let's just look at that. And this would be, if it was upright, this would be the civilian moving forward to calmer waters, understanding. Okay, so this is what took place, but now we're just going to move forward. But the fact that it is in reverse, nothing is moving forward. Nobody is moving forward. This is still the same energy as the Knight of Swords, but more in a calmer way. Okay, so this is the current energy. Now, the King of Swords in reverse, I look at this as law enforcement. So I look at this as civilian and I look at this as law enforcement, and both are in the reverse, as you can see. Okay, it does not matter. Everyone has to take responsibility of themselves. Both energies are in the reverse. Now, for law enforcement, this represents not leading in a way where it is respected by the civilians, and being in leadership, not leading properly, doing things that you should not be doing, saying things that you should not be doing, acting in a way that you should not be acting. But this is not just on law enforcement, this is also on civilians too, because both of the energies have swords. Okay, both of the energies have swords, if you see. And even with the past energy, this is sword energy. Okay, that is what's going on, and all of them was in the reverse when they came out. So a lot needs to take place with that. But guess what? The current energy is also justice and temperance, and when both of these come out, baby, you can expect miracles. You will see miracles happen. You will see a change occur. You will see a peaceful medium. You will see the relationship between civilians and law enforcement restored. Mark my words. Okay, it is not me with this message. It is he who sent me. I am the messenger. All right. So the third card placement is the current problem. That is above. Okay. So the current problem. Look at this. The current problem. 3 cards came out. This is the Eight of Wands. So the Wands represents communication. This is in the reverse. Okay. Then you have the Tower card, which is in the reverse. And then you have, no, the Hermit card wasn't in the reverse. Then you have the Hermit card. Now, let's break this down. This card represents communication. This card is in the reverse. So this represents the lack of communicating. And not only lack of communicating effectively. Okay, we don't need to go into that further. We know what that means. Now, the Tower in reverse. This is the current problem. The Tower is the current problem. Do you see how people are falling out of the building, and there's destruction, there's this calamity, and there's a fire going on? It's just like a lot that's going on. This is the current problem. Okay, it's a lot of deception on both ends. This is not the pinpoint section. There's a lot of deception on both ends. There's a lot of calamity on both ends. There's a lot of bullshit on both ends. Okay, and now the current problem is, look at this, destruction. Shit is falling apart in all aspects. Just look at how the world is falling apart. Look at how the communication, look at how the riots and protesting, and just how people are so aggressive towards the police, and how the police are so aggressive towards the people. This is what this looks like, a complete shit show. This is the shit show card. The current problem is everybody shining a light on the other person, but not accepting responsibilities for themselves. That's what this card represents. You see how this hermit mode is going within, right? So a lot of people is holding what needs to be said. They're holding that in, but then also there's a lot of people that's not speaking out, that can see the truth of it and that's not speaking out. Okay, there's also people who are pointing the finger and shining the light on other people and bringing out what they don't like in someone else, but not looking at the issue they themselves. All right, that's exactly how I look at that card. Now, the fourth card placement is solution to the current problem, and that is these 2 cards here. So it says you are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek advice before making a decision. It also says the solution to the current problem: spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions, and ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. So the solution to our problem is going within. calming down, okay? Praying for the answers. How can we all collectively make this world a better place? How can we come to a peaceful medium? This does not take this take for each individual person to take time to themselves and to see things for what it is, and to come to a place where we are what am I trying to say? When we are taking responsibility and holding ourselves accountable for what it is that we feel and think, and how we communicate and move forward in this time. All right. And this will also help us to gain a positive perspective on the things that we are confused about. A lot of us, all of us are confused. All of us are going through something. All of us is feeling something. All of us are tired of the bullshit. All of us is ready to move forward. We all want the same thing. We are all connected, just period. And the fact that a lot of people feel that that is not actually true, that is where you have to go back to the drawing board and seek the answers from within yourself. What childhood traumas do you have? What experience have you had that have left you in a place of being unsure about law enforcement? Why don't you trust law enforcement? What have they done to you for you not to trust them? What have law enforcement experienced that they cannot trust the civilians? Because neither person trusts neither person. Neither energy trusts the other. This is where we are. And so each person, the law enforcement and civilians need to take a step back and to see what it is that you can do to improve things on moving forward. And yes, we all are confused. Yes, it's a lot of shit has happened for a very long time. All right, a lot of it. So we're confused about how can we really navigate and move forward to make it make sense. Yes, stay tuned. I got the answer for that. All right, so the 5th card is what's in store for you. Right, I'm going to get this. What's in store? Oh my God, I love this energy. I told you. Look at this. Earth healing. What is in store for you, for us, for both law enforcement and civilian is earth energy. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Okay. Enlightenment. This is so beautiful. What's in store for everyone? Enlightenment. Enlightenment and earth healing. Like I said before, we're in the age of Aquarius. We about to see some stuff happen, y'all. I'm so excited. I am excited. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy to float in this space, and I'm so happy to be brave enough to actually execute my program in these spaces. And I know it's not going to always be easy. I know there's going to be a lot attached with that, but this makes me so happy. Like, I'm so happy that I've been guided, spiritually guided to do this. And I'm just so happy with everything that God is doing for us. Like, literally, the planetary bodies are aligned for us to win, you guys. Like, seriously. All right, let me keep going. So the 6 cards left. Okay. So the question is, what is the best way to execute for both parties to be successful? And we have the chakra cards, and both of them are associated with the color red. I'm going to explain that too, but they are associated with the first chakra. And the first card says, building a strong foundation. I create stability and security by adequately providing myself with the basic needs of a healthy life, such as shelter, food, water, and clothing. I use my creativity to build a strong foundation, as this is an essential key to my survival and growth. The more inner and outer stability I have, the more grounded and fulfilling my life will become. I respect myself and take care of my physical body by nurturing and nourishing it. My body tells me what it needs. Now, we have the other first chakra, which is the root chakra, and it says courage and faith. I embrace courage, faith, and adaptability, as they are needed for me to overcome my fear of change or of the future. I regularly remind myself to be positive and open possibilities, knowing that I am the creator of my own destiny. I embrace the warrior within me. I remind myself to be a warrior, not a worrier. I am not a victim. I feel the fear and I do it anyway. I am ready and eager to move forward. So that is what's in store. Now, we know that the color red is associated with so many things, okay? Yes, so the color red can be associated with anger. The color red can be associated with many different aspects. And what this card represents is the color red. So the location of this chakra is at the bottom of your spine, okay? And this regulates your lower back, your adrenaline glands, your blood, skeleton, feet, knees, hips, teeth, nails, rectum, and spine. It is so that's what it regulates, excuse me. It's associated with physical stability, security, self-sufficiency, and responsibility for self. And that's exactly what I was saying. In order for justice to prevail, in this healing energy, this reciprocity that's in this temperance card, this is reciprocity, this is healing energy. In order for this to take place, we, law enforcement and civilians, have to be responsible for self. This is the reason why you remove the confusion and you spend time alone, so that you can align yourself and find a positive perspective on how you can communicate your anger, how you can communicate your frustration, how you can communicate your fear, how you can communicate how much you are fed up, how can you communicate that this is just not what you want to do, just how you are responsible for self. That is definitely needed. Okay, so now look at what fears are associated with this problem. And we have the childhood and we have the innocence card. Okay, so a lot of us, the reason why we are affected the way we are is from childhood traumas. And also in both areas of civilian and law enforcement, we lack the innocence that we once had. All right, so we need to get the innocence back. We need to heal these traumas that leave us in these conflicted spaces where we take it out on one another versus dealing with the issues, doing the shadow work, going within, seeing it from a positive perspective, healing from it, and treating each other the way that we deserve to be treated. Like I said before, we are all connected, and once we understand that and get back to this childhood innocence that we once had, and how this light is shining, how things are at a peaceful medium between earth and humans, this is ultimately what it is about. Okay, now how do everyone really feel about this situation? How does everyone really feel about the situation? And we have the Wheel of Fortune card upright, and that means that everybody is looking for the will to move into the favor of new beginnings. Everyone wants the same thing. And when you look at that, this is a really beautiful, beautiful card, because this shows that times are changing. This shows that we are changing. And like I said before, we are now in the age of Aquarius. So when you have these three cards that come out, like I said before, 2021 is the year of change. It is connected to the vibration of 5. And so when you have these three cards, you have justice, you have temperance, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. It is now our time for the world to get back to the innocent place within, to be enlightened spiritually, and for us to all experience healing on a earth healing. Okay, everyone experienced the healing, not just some people, not just it's for some, but not for all. Now we're talking about everybody. Everybody will experience the healing. Okay, now why is everyone having trouble making this decision to get to this healing? And we get back to the chakra card, and this says the base chakra. And so this shows that we all need to work on our base chakra, our root chakra. Okay, and why is there trouble making this decision? And we have responsibility. You cannot make this up. Now it says, I plant myself on solid ground by consistently taking responsibility and having personal accountability for all that I do. I allow myself to depend on me being responsible. My actions speak louder than my words. I rise above excuses and overindulgence as I forgive myself for my past indiscretions. I know I could have not acted in a more involved way than I was able at the time. And so the reason why we're not in this space of healing in childhood, because we're not taking ourselves, taking accountability and taking responsible for the actions that we have. And you know what they say, once you know better, you do better. And so that's what this card is pretty much saying. Everyone needs to take responsibility and accountability for everything that we do for ourselves, and to rise above the excuses and the overindulgence as I forgive myself for past indiscretions. So you forgive yourself for past indiscretions, because once you forgive yourself for past indiscretions, then you are then able to forgive others. Okay, you'll understand that forgiveness needs to take place, and forgiveness is not for the other person, but it is for self, to release all of that negative energy and to move forward. Okay, now what qualities should everyone admire about themselves? What quality should everyone admire about themselves? And then we have the spiritual service card that comes out. Now look how the world card, now this question says, what qualities should everyone admire about themselves? And when you see the world right here, okay, you see that there's a human, you see that there's an angel right there. So we have angelic guidance and divine protection. We are our spiritual beings having a physical experience. And when you add the vibration of 2 plus 1, you will get 3. 3 reaches the equilibrium, and 3 is like a triangle, okay? And that is the balance between mind, body, and soul. And so when we look at this, we'll all understand that we have a spiritual purpose that we all have to fulfill within us, the way that we our gifts are given to us. Okay, so like for example, this is my spiritual service. I'm able to heal the world in the way that I am. What about you? And I always make an example. It can be through art, music. It can be through acts of service. It can be through planting, whatever your gifts are. It can be through food. It can be through whatever way that your gifts are, that you can reach people on a positive platform, and you feed into yourself and you feed into others in a positive manner, where it's connected to lift the vibration of awe. Okay, so we are all with qualities we should admire about ourselves is that we are all spiritual beings having a physical experience, and we have divine protection and we have divine guidance always. Now, what is the overall energy of everything and everybody? What is the overall energy of law enforcement and civilians? And the overall energy is there's a promise. There's a new moon and there's a new promise that is in effect. And like I said, I can't say it enough, we are in the age of Aquarius. So a lot of things that was once stagnant, a lot of things that were once unbelievable, and like, no, it's too far-fetched, no, that'll never happen. This is the time where it's going to happen. There's a new promise and there's a new moon on the horizon. So you're going to reach this spiritual space that you seek, even if you're not in it right now, or even if you cannot see it. Right here, you are confused and you can't see, how can this possibly even come about? How can this, let's go back to this. The wheel has turned into our favor. Okay, reciprocity and justice is now on the horizon for us all, that will create this ultimate healing. And when you see a shaman, look at how he's gone through so much. You can see the pain in his face, you can see the pain in his eyes, you can see all the pain that he has experienced before, but then you'll see that he has ancient healing wisdom. So we understand that all of the pain that we have, we transform that into power. Okay, all of the pain we have, and that's ultimately what a shaman does. They transfer their pain into power. It does not mean he has not experienced the worst of the worst. This means that he decided to not become a victim of it. He did not become a warrior, but he became a warrior, like the card said. All right. So what is the divine guidance that we have moving forward? My goodness. All right, so the divine guidance that we have moving forward, we have 7 cards. I'm going to break it down. The divine guidance is, I am the angel of families. A happy change or addition is coming to your family. And this is exactly what we were saying. Like, we're understanding that we are all connected, right? And so ultimately, I saw something that was like on Instagram. It was like, we forgot while we are really here. We forgot that we were supposed to live together in harmony and create things, and we all benefit from the things that each person, the gifts and the special abilities that each person have, and we're actually supposed to be able to live in the abundance that was already provided for us. But we make it hard, we make it chaotic, we make it confusing, we make it dramatic, we do all this extra stuff, and we forget of our cosmic makeup. And this is why we are where we are right now. But with this new promise and this healing, where's the new promise? Right here. With this new promise that's on the horizon, with this healing, with this justice, okay, with this temperance card, and with the wheel of fortune moving into our space, and also with us going in and taking responsibility for ourselves to build a strong foundation and to be self-sufficient as the warriors that we are. Let's keep it going, okay? Then we'll understand that we can do it, and this is possible, and it's not far-fetched. But because we are confused, we don't see this, but this is on the horizon. And so we have the Archangel Uriel card, and it says, your emotions are healing, which enables you to open to greater love. I will help you release anger and unforgiveness in your heart and mind. Exactly. And so, like I said before, we have divine guidance. We have divine protection that is just rooting for us. And it's like, okay, so a change needs to come. And so we're about to experience a miracle, y'all. We're about to experience a miracle, okay? And ultimately, where it was the first card that come out. Okay, so another card that says, so the divine guidance is, yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth at this time. And like we said before, spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions, and ask the angels to help you gain a positive perspective. Also, for you to be mindful of your root chakra, okay? And the root chakra, like I said before, is associated with the color red, and that regulates things that are within our body that are not aligned. When our root chakra is not aligned, then things in our body acts up. This is a telltale indicator, like our body tell us what is not right at that time. And so this is associated with physical stamina, security, self-sufficiency, and responsibility for self. Okay, now more divine guidance is a quote to meditate on, and it says, live with compassion, work with compassion, die with compassion, meditate with compassion, enjoy with compassion. When problems come, experience them with compassion. That's not just for law enforcement, that's for civilians too. That's not just for civilians, that's for law enforcement too. Okay, I am not biased. I am not biased. I don't take no sides. It is what it is, and we all need to heal. And then the last one, cannot make this up. Bam. Affirmation. We are all one. Say it with me. We are all one. We are all one. We are all connected. We are all one. Okay? I've been saying that throughout this entire spread between civilians and law enforcement. We are all one. We decide to, not take responsibility for what it is that we need to take. Okay, and last but not least, the divine guidance is the solar plexus. Now, the solar plexus says the warrior. And this is associated with this shaman card, okay? He is a straight up warrior. Look at that. Okay, standing strong even after all the adversities. Now this card says, I embrace my inner strength, power, and resilience, and I allow myself to shine. I unfold my full potential as an empowered person with a true sense of who I am. I grow in consciousness as I overcome and transcend life's challenges. I need the warrior inside of me for the journey ahead. I am courageous and moving forward. Exactly. Exactly. There's a new promise, the wheel of fortune, and the solar plexus is associated with the color yellow. Okay, and this regulates the pancreas, the stomach, liver, gallbladder, the small intestine, the spleen, the abdomen, the sternum, and back from the 12th thoracic vertebrae to the first lumbar vertebrae. Okay, and it's associated with inner peace, personal power, self-confidence, self-worth, self-acceptance, and trusting and accepting our gut feeling. We know when things are not right. We also need to understand, feel that inner peace within us, okay? Our personal power, to understand that we can overcome everything and we are ultimately the warrior. All right, we don't let what has happened within us to bring our power down, but we allow ourselves to transform our pain into power. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I have so much in store for you guys, and I'm just so grateful to be in this space. I truly am, and I look forward to helping so many people, and also seeing things whatever I need to see from a different perspective too. And I have my own experiences with law enforcement, and I see things as they are when it comes to both energies, and I'm not going to pinpoint and point fingers at anybody. What it is we all need healing. That's just what that is. And once we take responsibility that we need to heal inside first, we need to forgive ourselves first before we start forgiving other people, and we'll understand how to transform our pain into power and to live in that warrior and shaman energy. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye.